What should you pack for your next cruise? I'm Angie from Trips with Angie, and I've been on over 80 cruises. In this video, I'm going to share some of my tips for preparing your suitcases for your next family adventure on a cruise ship. So the first thing you want to think about is, what are you going to be doing during the day? This means checking the weather about a week before your cruise to make sure you're up to date on whether it's going to be hot or cold or rainy. I highly recommend bringing rain gear no matter what. Now, depending on where you're cruising, how intense that rain gear may be is up to you. So in Alaska, you're definitely going to want proper rain jackets. For the Caribbean, you may just want to consider bringing up a couple ponchos or throwing one of those small purse umbrellas into your bag, just so you have a little bit of protection in case it starts to rain. Then I want you to look at what activities you already have planned. Have you booked shore excursions? If you have, take a look at those shore excursion descriptions to make sure that they haven't recommended some gear to bring with you. For instance, some shore excursions may recommend or require closed-toed shoes. Others may recommend water shoes or some type of wet hiking sandal like a Tiva, because you'll be going over rough terrain through the water. So be sure to check that out and make sure you have the gear they're recommending. Now, if you're just planning a bunch of beach days because you're on a Caribbean cruise, one thing you do not need to pack is a beach towel. The cruise ship will let you check out their beach towels during your day at shore. Just make sure you don't lose them, because there may be an additional fee. Sometimes it's up to $25 per towel. You'll also want to think about sun protection, even if you're cruising Alaska. You want to make sure that you have SPF that's appropriate for your family. Again, check those excursions. If you're cruising to Hawaii, some excursions may require reef safe sunscreen. You also want to think about rash guards. So these are very quick dry long sleeve shirts that you can buy. This makes a beach day so much easier, especially if you're a person who does not like to reapply sunscreen like me. Ever since my husband and I bought these, it has been so much easier to vacation in the Caribbean. We don't have to worry about getting sunburnt because the rash guard takes care of a lot of our issues. So you may want to think about investing in some of those if you're going to have the kids running around at the beach, or you're like me and a person that doesn't like reapplying sunscreen. Now, if you have several sea days, you'll probably spend some time at the pool on board. So again, same rules apply for having sunscreen available. Another thing to think about for your time on board the ship is air conditioning. You definitely want to bring some layers for your time on the ship. On our last few cruises, the spaces on board had varying temperatures. One dining room was frigid, so I always had to have a sweater. Another lounge was comfortable. Another area was a little bit hot. So definitely bring different layers, or if you're a person that always runs cold, you absolutely want to have a sweatshirt or some kind of cardigan or light jacket for your time on board, because the air conditioning can be a little bit aggressive. You also may want to bring a refillable mug. You'll see a lot of people on the cruise ships walking around with these. It's an easy way to refill. So most cruise lines include water, coffee, hot tea, lemonade, iced tea, and then juices at breakfast. So you can fill up a cup and then pour it into your refillable cup so you have a cool beverage with you throughout the day. Other cruise lines like Disney and Virgin Voyages also include soda from the refillable soda fountain. Is that what you call it? A soda fountain? I think so, right? Refillable machine. So you will definitely benefit from having a refillable mug there if you have room in your luggage. Now, I don't often bring a refillable mug or water bottle because I usually don't have room in my bags. Now that you have a good handle on how you're be spending the day, you'll also want to evaluate how many pairs of shorts, how many swimsuits you want to bring. If every day is a beach day or a swim day, I recommend trying to bring 3 swimsuits per person if you can. It does take a little while for a swimsuit to dry in the cabin, especially if you're in the Caribbean. So you'll want one you're wearing, one that maybe you rinsed out in the sink the night before that's drying within your cabin, and then one that's fresh to wear tomorrow. And to help with those dryings, I recommend bringing some magnetic hooks or clothespins so you can hang up your items to dry. So we found these great magnetic hooks on Amazon, and I'll link it in the blog that I'm gonna write with this video. You can just click on the link in the comments or the blog description. And so we set these up around our cabin, and it's a great way just to hang up a swimsuit to dry, a shirt to dry, and just have a little extra storage space throughout the cabin. A lot of people recommend bringing a lot of things to maximize the storage space in your cabin. So you'll see other blogs that recommend bringing over the door hangers, different kinds of bins. I don't bring any of that because I just use my suitcase. So you'll be able to store your suitcase under your bed, and I just keep items we're not gonna use in the next couple days in that suitcase and then pull it out and switch when we need it. The other thing we like to bring is packing cubes. So if that works for your family, I really like packing all of our swimsuits in one cube. We'll pack all of our shirts in another, all of our pants with another, so that when we do get the cruise ship, we just kind of can put them on the shelves above the closet very easily to unpack. And then as you wear things, you can just kind of keep a laundry bag at the bottom of your closet and then just repack it in your packing cubes. So that may help you stay a little bit organized as well. But don't get overwhelmed trying to think about organizing in the cabin, because remember, you can just unpack for the first couple days, leave the rest in the suitcase under the bed, and then switch it out. You know what you're doing during the day. Now take a look at the nighttime activities. So on a typical cruise ship, in the evening, people tend to get a little bit more dressed up for dinner. Some even have formal nights. If you want to bring that suit or that really beautiful gown, absolutely do it. There'll be a chance to wear it on board. You'll also have a chance to take photos. So on most cruise lines throughout the ship in the evenings, the ship's photographers will set up backdrops where you can take a formal picture. And this is a wonderful way to get family pictures. I know families who do this cruise after cruise after cruise. Taking the picture is absolutely free. They'll print it for you, or you'll be able to view it digitally, decide if you want to buy it. Now, the packages can be a little bit expensive, but if you're going on a cruise with your extended family, purchasing a cruise photo package may be a very good value for the number of pictures you're gonna get of everybody, and to have these incredible high quality photos of your family vacation. So just take a look at the pricing. You can find it when you log into your cruise line's portal and access your reservation to see if that's gonna work for you. So you'll definitely want, your dress up nighttime clothes. Also, you may wanna find out if your cruise line does theme night. So most cruise lines at this point have a white party. So if you want to dress all in white and have fun with that, they call it a white party or a glow party. A lot of the cruise lines have an 80s theme night. So if you want to get out those headbands or those leg warmers, that's a great opportunity to wear those as well. One last tip as you're packing. When you arrive at the cruise port, you will check your larger bags into a porter, just like you're getting on an airplane. So you'll have a luggage tag that you print off from your check-in documents, you'll attach it to your bag, you'll hand it to a porter, and they will load your larger bags onto the cruise ship. Now you can take a carry-on bag with you as long as it's the size it could fit through a security x-ray machine. Now in that carry-on bag, you wanna have all of your essentials. So your electronics, your jewelry, any medication you'll need, your immigration documents, so your passport, birth certificates, or driver's licenses. You'll also want to bring an emergency set of clothes. For us, what that looks like is we bring a pair of sandals. So I bring dressier sandals. My husband brings more casual sandals. We bring our swimsuits. We bring a change of clothes, and we also bring one outfit that will be appropriate for evening. So my husband will bring a polo shirt and a nicer pair of shorts or a pair of pants, and then I'll just bring one of those easy to pack dresses. I have this black dress that's super easy to pack, and that way, if our luggage would happen to get lost, we have an emergency set of clothes ready to go. So that's it. Those are my tips for what you need to pack on your next cruise vacation. Let me know what you think in the comments. What are your must-haves when you head out on a cruise? I know some people like to decorate their cabin door. They bring more organizational items. Some people bring lanyards to put their cruise card in if you don't want to carry it in your pocket or your purse. Those, you'll search for ID badge holders. If you're looking on Amazon, that's the search you want to make to find where those lanyards are going to be that are going to be large enough to hold your cruise card. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and here's a video that YouTube thought you might like from my channel. Have a great day.